and Chris Christie, another one. And, you're being hit pretty hard. I felt that I had to hit back very hard. And I think if I didn't, if I acted very presidential, I wouldn't be sitting up here today. Somebody else might be. It wouldn't be me. So I will tell you, it's easier for me to be presidential than for me to be doing what I've been doing for the last really 9 months. But at the right time, I will be so presidential. You will be so bored. You will say, can he have a little bit more energy? But I know when to be presidential. We have 2 more left. They have absolutely no path to victory. In fact, it was announced this morning they have no path to victory. And we have a very easy path to victory. And I think they'll be gone very soon.
Questions. First is, you want to get rid of Obamacare, right?
I do.
Okay.
We will. We'll
right.
repeal it. We'll replace it with something so much less expensive and so much better. It doesn't get worse.
All right. So tell me what, if you are, let's say a woman had cancer 20 years ago in her early 20s. She's now early 40s, has 2 children, single, and there's no more Obamacare. She's got breast cancer back again. Under Trump care, what will it look like?
Well, we'll take care of her. And, we have so many options. Well, let me explain something. We have so many options. We're getting rid of the lines between the states. We're going to have competition among all of these insurance companies that want to compete, although actually they also like the monopoly. Right now, they mostly have monopolies in states. But we have, whether it's health care, I mean, if you look at the health care savings accounts, if you look at, there's probably 9 different options. The worst option, oh, they don't like my hair, okay? Now, if I ever said I didn't like their hair, it would be a headline. He's so, but they're allowed to say whatever they want about me. Look, we started out with people hitting, and my hair's not that bad, is it? Does my hair look? It's not that bad. I mean, and it is my hair.
Do you see this as a move that is all about political correctness, or is this a move that is simply way overdue?
Well, Andrew Jackson had a great history, and I think it's very rough when you take somebody off the bill. Andrew Jackson had a history of tremendous success for the country. And as you know, they were going to do, the $10 bill, and then all of a sudden the Broadway play Hamilton, or the Broadway play sort of saved that one. And I read it just this morning. It was going to be Hamilton.
Are you in favor of Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill?
I think Harriet Tubman is fantastic. I would love to leave Andrew Jackson and see if we can maybe come up with another denomination. Maybe we do the $2 bill, or we do another bill. I don't like seeing it. Yes, I think it's pure political correctness. Been on the bill for many, many years, and really represented somebody that really was very important to this country. I would love to see another denomination, and that could take place. I think it would be more appropriate.
So presidential, Greta, you will be so proud of me. I'm a smart guy. Being presidential is easy, but you may get very bored.
Right.
She won't want to interview me anymore.
All right. What does that mean? You're going to stop tweeting?
Well, I don't think so. No, I'll tell you what. Look, this is a modern form. It's like owning my own newspaper. I have now Twitter, 7.5 million people, picking up hundreds of thousands of people in a short period of time. 7.5 with Facebook, I have like close to 7 million or more than 7 million people. With Instagram, we have like 2 million. So I have like 16, 17 million people. That's like owning the New York Times without the losses. Why should I give it up? Why should I give it up, right?
Even as president. As president?
As president, I would take it differently. Yeah, I would agree with that. No, as president, I think I'd be very much different on that. I wouldn't be doing it much. Now, Obama does it a little bit, but, and not that I want to use him as an example. That's some example. But as president, I would probably not be doing it, maybe not be doing it at all. But I have millions and millions of people. They rely on it. They love it. And I think it's one of the reasons, frankly, I'm doing so well. You understand, when you introduced me, you said candidate, but I'm really by far the front runner, okay, by far. She didn't say that. I was surprised. I was going to say, let's do that introduction again, but I didn't want to do that. But the truth is, I think some of it is because of social media. To go to Japan and to Germany and to South Korea and to Saudi Arabia, where they have money like nobody's ever seen money before. We defend all these countries. We're not properly reimbursed for the kind of money that we're spending. We're spending so much money. We're defending the world. We're like the policeman to the world. We're defending Japan, as an example. And I said it very strongly.
And they pay $2 billion for it a year.
Yeah, but that's peanuts compared to what we're doing. It's wonderful. They're paying $2 billion, but what difference does that make? It's peanuts compared to what they're doing.
My question to you is, can you please share with us a single most important lesson that you've learned growing up? And who do you consider a mentor now, and why?
Well, it's a great question, and I'm not asked it very often, but I will tell you a real lesson. My father was a builder in Brooklyn and Queens. He'd build housing, and he loved to work. And he didn't say, you have to work and you have to this, but I would learn sitting at his knee, playing with blocks. And it would be a Sunday or Saturday night or anytime. He was always working, and he was a happy man. And I learned that work is a great thing. That, you know, I looked at my father, he had a wonderful wife. They had a fantastic marriage. It was 63 years. It was an incredible relationship. But my father was a very happy person. And all he did is work. He couldn't take a vacation. I don't think he's ever taken a vacation. One time he told me he took a vacation and he came back early. He was happy. He was content. He had a great family. He had a great wife. And what I learned is that when you work, and if you enjoy what you're doing, if you really love what you're doing, it's a great thing, and you'll be
such thing as free education, because you know that ultimately somebody else is going to be paying for that education, and it's the taxpayer. I can't believe I'm saying this as a politician. I'm not a politician, but as somebody that's now in politics, in the political world, I'd love to say